In the pre-calculus lesson, we are going to study about lesson 8.4, vectors in the three-dimensional space. Today's objective is to plot the points and the vectors accurately in a three-dimensional space, in the three-dimensional coordinate plane. So let's try to understand first of all the vocabulary that we have to deal with. So in front of you, you can see that there is a coordinate plane which has the x-axis which is pointing towards you. Okay, so here it is the positive x-axis, and if you go like that, so it here on that side you will have a negative x-axis. So let's suppose -1, -2, -3 and -4 and so on. Similarly, on the horizontal line, you can see the y-axis, and if you extend on the left-hand side the line, so here you will have a negative y-axis. So you can say -1, -2, -3, and so on. And z-axis is going up and down. So on the top, you will have a positive numbers, and whereas at the bottom down side, you will have a negative z. So this is the three-dimensional coordinate plane where the x-axis is on the side, goes left and right, y-axis forward and backward, and the z-axis up and down. Now z-axis is new for you because before we have the coordinate plane with containing the x-axis on the horizontal line and y-axis on the vertical line. Now the y changed with the z, x changed with the y, and you have one more axis which is pointing towards you and the forward to you. So that is said to be x-axis. Let's try to understand how can we plot the points. So here remember that in a coordinate system, first we have the x value, x point, then we have the y point, and then we have the z point. So x point is towards you, right? So it's 1, 0 and 0. So what you have on the y value, there is no y value, and z value, the coordinates are 0. So only you have to plot the point on the positive x side, which is 1. So over here it is 1. So here you can plot the point like that because the y and the z are zeros. Now the next, plot the point 0, 1, 0. So you will have the x point, y point and z point. So you can see that the x and the z coordinates are 0, whereas the y coordinate is 1. So y coordinate, positive y coordinate is on the horizontal line. So you just have to make a point on the y coordinate. I hope that you guys are understanding. Now plot the points, pause the video and plot yourself. So the first thing is x coordinate, which is 0, y coordinate, which is 0, and only you have to show us the coordinate 1 on the z axis. So on the z axis, the coordinate 1, it is the vertical line over here. Now try to understand how to plot the point 1, 2 and 0 in a three-dimensional coordinate system. It means that one of the coordinate system, one of the point is 0, and only you have to deal with the x and y coordinates. So here you have the x coordinate, you have the y coordinate, whereas the z coordinate is 0. So only focus on the x and y. So how to start and do the x and y coordinate? So the x coordinate is 1. So over here I have the 1 point, right? I am just showing you that this is the 1 on the x. Now what you have to do, you just extend the line and the y line, look at this. This is the x line, okay? And this is how the y line looks, okay? So whatever the point you are showing, make a parallel line parallel to the y-axis. On this point, make a line that is parallel to y-axis. Okay, so here you can make a line which is parallel to y-axis. So this is, that the y-axis on the horizontal line. So parallel line looks like that. Okay, so make a line on the point that is shown in the question, that is on 1, and make a parallel line. Okay, now after that, the 2. So just check where is the 2 on the y-axis. So here is the 2 on the y-axis. So on this line, make a parallel line parallel to the x-axis. Yani if here it is your 2, okay, on the y-axis, so make a line parallel to the x-axis, which means that the x point should be parallel to the y-axis, x coordinate, okay, should be parallel. Yani from the x coordinate, make a line parallel to the y-axis, and from the y coordinate, make a line which is parallel to x-axis. This is how you have to do. So on the 2, you have to make a line that is parallel to x-axis. So here. Now, where are the 2 points meeting is your actual point. So here the points are meeting. So this is your actual point which you have to show it. Again, let's try to make one more point. Here, -2, 1 and 0. So you have the x coordinate, you have the y coordinate, you don't need any z coordinate. So you have to find out the point on the x-axis, and then x coordinate point should be parallel to the y-axis. It means wherever it has the x coordinate, you make a parallel line to the y-axis, make a horizontal line because the y-axis is horizontal. So -2. So look, the x towards you is the positive, and if I extend the line, so here it is -1 and over here somewhere is -2. So on the x-axis, on the negative side of the x-axis, I just want to make sure where is my -2 here, and I make from here a parallel line parallel to the y-axis. Okay, the point is here. On this point, make a line parallel to the y-axis. Okay, I'm done. Now second point. On the y-axis, find out where is the point 1. So here the horizontal line, so here is the 1. Now we find out the 1. Make a line that is parallel to the x-axis. So here is a line that is parallel to the x-axis. So I'm just showing you, make sure that you use a ruler. Okay, so where the 2 points are meeting together, okay, so here one line and here another line. So on this point, the 2 points are meeting. The red and the green lines are meeting at this point. So this point you can say it's -2, 1 and 0. This is how you have to make a graph if the z-axis, z coordinate is r0. Let's try another one. Now the x value is 0. Yani x coordinate plane is 0. Only you have the y and you have the z. Okay, try to understand first of all. Yani find a point. Look, you have the y and you have a z. Okay, so what you will do, you will find the y point. Okay, when you find the y point, from that point you will make a line that would be parallel to the z-axis. Okay, yani z-axis is a straight line. Yani on the y point you will make a straight line. Now after that what you will do? You will find the z point. Okay, after finding the z point, you will make a line from that point which will be parallel to the y-axis. And how does the y-axis looks like? A horizontal line. So let's try. Okay, so I am making the red line and the green line. So red line, okay. So red line, y-axis, it's -1. So y-axis -1, I am extending my points. Okay, just 1 second. I am extending my negative y over here, okay, to make sure that we make a correct thing. Okay, here you have negative y. So -1 is somewhere here, right? -1. Now with the red point, I will make a point and I will make a straight vertical line as I show you here, okay? Now, the most important thing is that you focus while making it and not only depend on me, but also draw yourself, write different kind of the points and try to draw yourself. Okay, on this point, I make a vertical line. Okay, that's it. Now, find out the point on the z-axis. So, the z is 2. So, on the z, I have this 2. I will make the line parallel to the y-axis. Yani on the 2, I will make a horizontal line. Okay, where the green and the red lines are meeting, so they are meeting at this point. So this is my answer, 0, -1 and 2. Okay, another point is -4, 0 and 1. So understand one more time. So x point, x coordinate is given to you, y coordinate is 0 and z coordinate is given to you. So x coordinate, okay, so you will just plot the x coordinate and make it parallel to z. And how does the z line looks like? It's a vertical line. Okay, and then you will plot the z value, okay, the z coordinate, and on that point, okay, you will make it parallel to the x-axis. So these are the points which has to be parallel to the z-axis or x-axis. And their point of intersection will be our answer. So x point is -4. So you know that for the -4, you have to go like that, right? So -1, here -2, here -3 and -4. Make sure that you just make the points on the equal spaces. So on the -4, here is the point with the red color. You make a line that is parallel to the z-axis. Okay, so y is 0. That's why we are making a line parallel to the z-axis. Okay. Now on the z, let's take another color. Now plot a z point on the z-axis. Z-axis is our vertical line. So here is the one, and make it parallel to the x-axis. So here it is the one, and make it parallel to the x-axis. So here is the line which is parallel to the x-axis. Now wherever the green and the red line meets, that is our answer. So this point is our -4, 0 and 1. Another point, now here the x coordinate, plot the point -4, x coordinate, 3, y coordinate and z -1 are all the three coordinates are present. So it's a tricky one. So first of all, you will make the 2 points. -4, okay, point it on the x and make the from here, make a parallel line parallel to the y-axis. Then plot the y point on the y-axis and make it parallel to the x-axis. And later on we will see that how can we deal with the z. Okay, so -4. So for the -4, you just have to extend the x-axis on the opposite direction because the negatives numbers are on the top away from you. So this is -1, -2, -3 and -4. So I said that point out -4 and make it parallel to y-axis. Y-axis is a horizontal line. Look at this. This is the y-axis. So just make a line parallel to the y-axis. After that, on the y-axis, point out the 3. So on this y-axis, point out this 3. And make a line parallel to the x-axis. So on the y-axis, you find the 3 and make a line parallel to the x-axis. Okay. Where does the green and the red line meets is our new point. So here is our new point, this one. But it is not the answer because we have one more point that is on the z -1. Now first of all, what do you do? That join this point with the origin. The point of the x and where the x and y intersects, you join it with the origin. So here is our origin point. Okay. Okay. Now what you have to do, no need to extend it. Okay, just over here. Right. Now on the z point, let's take this point, okay? On the z, where is -1? Its -1 is below, right? Because the negative points are downwards. So here is the -1 on the z-axis. Now on this one, make a line parallel to this blue line. Okay, so I am making the line on the z, the point on the z should be parallel to this blue line. Okay, but this is not our answer. Where these two points are intersecting, where x and y are intersecting, from that point make a point parallel to the z-axis. Okay, so make a line from here parallel to the z-axis, and this purple line, wherever this red line is meeting, is our new point, that is -4, 3 and -1. So this point here, the star point in the red, is our final point. Let's practice more. 3, -2, 1. So on the x, find out the 3 and make it parallel to the y-axis. Okay. On the x, we find out the 3 and make it parallel to the y-axis. Okay. Here, right? Let's try to make it properly. Okay, let's try one more thing. Let's see this one. Okay. So 3 and make it parallel to the y-axis. Okay. Okay. Now after that, point y on the y-axis, -2, make it parallel to the x-axis. Okay, so -2 is on the left side, right? Here, -1 and -2. This -2 should be parallel to the x-axis. Okay, so this -2 on the y should be parallel to the x-axis. Okay, just extend this red line because the meeting point is our new point. So this meeting point is our new point. Now, because we have the z, join this point where the two lines are meeting with the origin. Okay, so here is the blue line. What after that? Where is the z point? Okay, so z is on 1. So z is on 1. Make a line which is parallel to this blue line. Okay, so make a line which is parallel to the z line. Okay, but that is not our answer, because wherever this three lines, red, blue and green are meeting, from there you make a line parallel to the z-axis, which is a straight line. Wherever this straight line is intersecting the purple line is our new actual point. And over here, this is 3, -2 and 1. So for the z point, what you have to do? After x and y, okay, the meeting point or the intersecting point, you join with origin. So here you have a new line, origin line, right? Now, what you have to do on the z point, okay, make a z point parallel to the line that is coming from the origin. That origin point you have to extend, make it parallel to the z-axis. And then that will be our answer. One more time. Let's see here. 1, 5 and 3. So first of all, I think you understood the x and y things. Okay. So on the x, point out the 1 and make it parallel to the y-axis. Okay. We make it already parallel to the y-axis. After that, 5, find it out on the y-axis and make a line parallel to the x-axis. Okay, so here also we make it, right? After that, joining point, the intersection point will be our new point. For the third point, make this intersection point, okay, connect it with the origin. So this is the origin, connect it with this point. Okay, we connected the blue line. Now what is the next thing? Find out the z coordinate, that is 3 on the vertical line. So z is here 3. Make a line which is parallel to this origin line. Okay, so I am making the line which is parallel to the origin line. Okay, so it's not very accurate, but let's try to make it the origin point, right? It's like that, a little bit like that. Okay, it's going as a parallel line, right? Because it's going as a parallel line. But where the 2 points are meeting, from there you have to make a straight vertical line. Okay, a straight vertical line. So the z line and that straight vertical line, wherever they are meeting, that is your actual point. That is 1, 5 and 3. Let's practice one more. -2, 4 and 3. So x, y, z. Pause the video, try to make yourself. Okay, so and then come back to check if you are making it correct or not. So first of all, for the x-axis, which is moving away from you, has a negative number. So this is -1 and here is the -2. So -2, make a line on the parallel to the horizontal line, that is the y-axis. On the y, find out the 4. Okay, on the y, find out the 4. Make it parallel to the x-axis. Their meeting point will be here, right? Join with the origin. Okay, let's join with the origin. Okay, this point. Extend a little bit more. Okay. Now, on the z-axis, okay, point out the z point, that is 3. Right? This point should be parallel to the origin line, the line that is coming from the origin. Okay. Now, this point where the two x and y are meeting with the origin points, extend a straight line and join it with the z line. So this point where the z and the line coming from the origin are coming, that is your point in the three-dimensional space. Let's make one more. -1, -5 and 2. So -1 on the x is away from you. Okay, here. So -1. This is from the black. Let's make it -1. This point, okay, from here, what you have to do? You have to make a parallel line parallel to the y-axis. Okay, done. Now make a -5 on the horizontal line, the y-axis, -5 on the left hand side. Okay, so make the coordinate system -5, -1, -2, -3, -4 and -5 on the negative y-axis. Okay, this line should be parallel to the x-axis. Okay, this point should be make a line that is parallel to the x-axis. The two lines, red and the green line, wherever they are meeting, is the point of intersection for the x and the y coordinates. Now, this point where they are meeting, join it with the origin. Okay, join it with the origin. Okay, this blue line. Now point out the z point. Okay, on the z-axis, the 2 is here. Make a line that is parallel to the blue line, the line that is coming from the origin. Okay. Now, this point where the two x and y were meeting, make a straight vertical line. The line where that is emerging from the z-axis, wherever these two lines are meeting, is our final point. -1, -5 and 2. Hope you have understood the concept. If not, try to write as many as points and then check if you can understand, if you can do it independently or not. These kinds of the points needs a lot of practice. Let's make one more, -4, 2 and 4. Okay, so pause the video and try to make it yourself. The first thing is we will extend the x value. X axis 1, 2, 3, 4. So here is -4. On the -4, make a line that is parallel to the y-axis. Okay. Now on the y-axis, find the point 2 and make from here the line that is parallel to the x-axis. Wherever these 2 points are meeting, okay, because you have the z-axis. So join these 2 intersection point with the origin. With this origin, okay. After it, you find the point on the z-axis, that is 4, and make a line that is parallel to that line which is emerging from the origin on the 4. Okay. Now the 2 points x and y, wherever they are meeting, extend a line or make a straight line towards the z-axis, and wherever these 2 lines are meeting is our final point. Remember, you need a lot of practice to solve these kind of the questions. So hope you understood the concept. Write as many points as you can so that you can practice a lot, practice more questions.